All right, here is the 2020 NCEA2 exam. This is year 12, and this is the final exam for the end of the year, and it's question 1D. And the question is asking us to find an equation, the final equation of a curve. We're given the differential equation, though, not the actual equation we need, and we're also given 2 points through which the curve passes. Now, I notice we're given a p-value. So normally we would just have, when we anti-differentiated this, we just end up with a c value. But we've got a c value as well with which to, a p value as well with which to contend. So, but fortunately we've been given 2 points through which the curve passes, so we can use simultaneous equations to resolve that situation. So let's go ahead. We'll take the actual differential function first. So I've got f prime x, which is px minus 4. And let's go ahead and anti-differentiate that. So it's going to be f of x, therefore, is equal to px minus 4. And we're going to increase the power of x by 1. So here x is actually really a 1, but we don't write the 1, but it is a 1. But we'll increase that by 1 to making it a 2. And we divide by the new power. There it is. Here we're going to, actually x is really a power of 0. But of course, we don't see it there because x to the 0 is 1, and negative 4 times 1 is negative 4. But here we're going to increase the power by 1, and we're going to divide by the new power. Now, we always add on a c value to the end of that, and that allows us, I'm just making myself a bit of space here, allows us to compensate for the fact that when it was differentiated in the first place to get the differential function, there could have been something else there. All right, so let's tidy up what we've got. So f of x is equal to, that's going to be px squared onto minus 4x plus c. Now, we've got 2 equations here. So we're going to form 2 new equations. One with our y value of 12 and our x value of 4, and the other with our y value of 2 and our x value of negative 6. So our y value, or if you like, f of x value, is going to be 12. So here it is, 12 is equal to p. Now, x we decided was a 4, squared on 2 minus 4 times, and then 4 again, plus c. So let's resolve that. So 12 is equal to, and I've got 4 fours are 16, divided by 2 is 8, so it's going to be 8p, minus, well, this is going to be 4 fours are 16 plus c. All right, let's do this in steps. So let's add 16 to both sides. By adding 16 to both sides, 16 minus 16 is 0, and 12 and 16 is going to be 28, is equal to 8p plus a c. There's a c there. So let's subtract 8p from both sides. Subtract 8p from there. Subtract 8p from there. Of course, 8p minus 8p is 0, leaving me with c is equal to 28 minus 8p. So that's our first equation. Let's come up with our second equation, and I'll do it starting at the top here. So this time we're going to have the equation. Here it is, and I'll restate it. F of x is equal to p x squared onto minus 4x plus c. Now I didn't have to put that in brackets. I'm just thinking ahead, really, because I can put my y value, my f of x value is now 2, is equal to p, and x is going to be negative 6. It's going to be times negative 6 all squared on 2 plus 4 times, and it's going to be a negative 6 plus c. So let's see where we end up here. Well, negative 6 squared is positive 36, divided by 2 is 18, so it's going to be 18p. Negative 4 times negative 6 is going to be plus 24 plus c. So I'm going to subtract 24 from both sides. Subtract 24, there it is. So this becomes negative 22 is equal to 18p plus c. Let's subtract 18p from both sides. There it is, 18p. And I've got now c is equal to negative 22 minus 18p. And there is our oh, sorry, you couldn't see there. There is our second equation. So all I've done is I've just subtracted now 18p from both sides, leaving with negative 22 minus 18p is equal to what's left with c, and that's all I've done. All right, so now we're going to combine these two, because we know that if c is equal to that thing and c is equal to that thing, then this thing must be equal to that thing. So let's go ahead and write that. So I'm going to say negative 22 minus 18p, there it is, is equal to all of this here, which is 28 minus 8p. All right, let's add 18p to both sides. There it is, 18p. So negative 22 is equal to 28, and I've got, let's see, I've got an 18 minus, what have I got? Oh, look at that. 18 minus 8p is going to be plus 10p. So again, you couldn't see that. I just subtracted 18p from both sides. Negative 22 is equal to 28 minus, well, 18p minus 8p is 10p. Now, again, I'm sorry, I've got to keep looking at the thing I'm looking at. All right, so let's now subtract 28 from both sides. There are 28 from both sides. Of course, 22 minus 28 is going to be negative 50, is equal to 10p. Well, if I divide this by 10 and I divide this by 10, p is equal to negative 5. There is my p value. So over this, actually I'll do it straight underneath, yeah? So now I'm just going to put the negative 5 straight into one of the equations. I'll use this equation here. So here it is. I'm going to say C is 28 minus 8p. Well, negative 8p, and of course p is negative 5, so I'll put my negative 5 into there. So C is 28 minus 8 times minus 5. Well, 5 eighths are 40, and 28 and plus 40 is going to be 60. So C is 60. That means now we can then go ahead and write our actual equation. So here is the equation, and this time I'm going to substitute the values in. So P, we decided that P was going to be negative 5. So here it is. So f of x is equal to, and I've got, I'll write the original first, p of x on 2 minus 4x plus c. We know that p is negative 5. There it is. So I put negative 5x squared on 2 minus 4x plus c, and we know that c is going to equal 60. So there is my final function. Hopefully that makes sense.